So, Painkiller Overdose is next up in the series here. I like this one. You know, I think it's the only sequel here, the only expansion that actually, like, got shit right. Like, the levels, the encounters anyway, is not just, like, millions and millions of enemies, you know, fighting in the same arena for, like, minutes on end. It's normal Painkiller levels with normal Painkiller level design with, you know, normal levels of enemies in each encounter. It's fun. It's good. I'd say the best thing this game has going for it is the uniqueness and the variety in level theming and just theming overall. Like, you know, you'll go from like a space station to like a Viking mountain village to like a fairy tale forest with like fucking giant walking trees. You know, it's crazy. It's all over the place. But the thing is, it's cool, but it's not like the first game. Like the first, I feel like this one kind of oversteps a bit with that, because the first game is obviously very varied as well. You know, they try to use the cope that it's like, oh, it's all in the underworld, trust. But I mean, you can theoretically imagine like, oh, it's just the underworld's prison. Oh, it's a like, it doesn't really make sense, but at least every level feels like it's in the same universe, the same like general plane of existence, right? Because it's not like insane. It's like, you know, a prison, a castle, an amusement park, like Venice, Stalingrad, like all these places and how they look, you can kind of imagine like, okay, yeah, I suppose I could imagine these being from the same place. The thing with Painkiller Overdose is its level theming, it's kind of like you're traveling to different dimensions is what it feels like. You know, it doesn't feel like the desert, the space station, the fairy tale forest, the movie studio, the fucking, you know, sky battle one. Like, it doesn't feel like these all sort of take place in the same dimension. So it kind of fails a little bit at world building, but at the same time, it's a Painkiller game. So if you honestly care about world building at all, you're playing the wrong series, buddy. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The whole point of Painkiller is you're killing hordes and hordes of enemies in unique, designed, interesting to look at areas with awesome weapons, and that's what this game does. And on the topic of weapons, actually, they added a bunch of new ones, but the thing is, like, the new ones are super fun. I like the weapon roster very much, but like a lot of them feel kind of unnecessary. You could very, very easily just get through the game with the shotgun, the fucking rocket launcher, and like, I don't know, a couple others, but I made it a point to vary up like which weapons I use because I think it's fun. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. But in this game, you get like Demon Head that shoots out a laser, kind of like a Shadow Warrior, which is sick. You get throwable bombs that you can detonate at any time. You get like a nuclear fucking acid spitter that I don't even know. That's cool. And then obviously you get like equivalents to like the original games like shotgun and rocket launcher and fucking stake gun, you know, that shit. It's a great weapon roster. I like it a lot. But despite the fact that this game like has more weapons and more variety in weapons, I still do like the original game's weapons better, simply because they just feel better to use. Like, comparing the shotgun between the two, it's no contest. The original game's shotgun might actually be the best shotgun in any game ever. Like, it feels so good to use, man. But Overdose, excellent weapon selection. Like, it's really fun. This game is also the introduction of the character Belial. He is like a half demon, half angel, little hellspawn. Like, I don't know. The story cutscenes in this game, they kind of suck because it's literally just like, they are 3D like CG rendered, but they're just like zooming in on like a storybook. Like, it sucks with a voiceover. But the character Belial, I actually do like him, you know, and obviously with the one-liners like every fucking minute, it kind of is annoying and, you know, a little cringe. The shit that he says and like how often he says it and like whatever, but it is kind of endearing. Like, I like his character.
Yummy! I love the taste of evil souls in the world.
but I don't know, he's cool. Like, he's just a half demon, half angel, and that's pretty sick. I'm pretty sure Belial is like an actual biblical character, but I don't know. You know, Samael dicked him over big time, just like he did with Daniel, so he's like going after him. There's no real story to any of these games, and that's part of what makes them cool. You know, Painkiller is entirely about the gameplay, and in Painkiller Overdose, it's the same engine, so same gameplay as the original game, and it's a fun time. It's a super fun time. Like, I don't know, this game's weird because I really do enjoy it, but there's also just like something in the back of my mind where it's like, I don't really want to play this. Like, I don't know. I feel like that about the first chapter of the game. Once it gets to like chapter 2 with like the Civil War level and like the Animal Farm and shit, I feel like the game picks up a lot. You know, I really do like those later levels. They're super cool. And this is easily the most amount of new content that any expansion or even sequel really added ever. You know, there's like a whole fuck ton of new enemies, new levels, new level themings, new weapons, you know, new bosses. It's not just fucking Alistair again. The final boss of Recurring Evil, I thought I had remembered it from somewhere. I wasn't sure, so I just said that game fucking made it up, but it did not. It's just Samael from this game's final boss, except you actually fight him here, unlike in Recurring Evil, where he just kind of like floats around and you kill enemies, which sucks. To be honest, like, Painkiller bosses have always kind of sucked hard, but I don't know, this games are at least par for the course, I'll say. Like, they're no better, no worse, really, than the first games, which, I don't know, it's alright, I guess. But yeah, man, the tarot card system's back, but I feel like a lot of the tarot cards unlock challenges are just kind of annoying in this game. It's not like the original game where you could theoretically get all the cards just by like playing the game, or at least a good chunk of them, because it's like, oh, just collect 500 gold, collect, you know, it's just superfluous shit like that. This game, it's usually like just use one weapon the entire time, or like just annoying shit like that, so I didn't really bother with getting many tarot cards in this game. I got a few, but honestly, like, you know, the game's only like 3 chapters long, so you don't really need them anyway. You can get through the game in about, you know, I'd say 4 to 7 hours, that little time spread, which for an expansion and what it is a good amount, especially compared to, you know, Redemption is like 4 to 7 hours long, but that game's only like 1.5 chapters long. This one has a much better variety and much better pacing. Much better, actually. Every other game so far I've played on Nightmare difficulty, because that's just like my default difficulty I go to. But this game I actually dropped down to Insomnia because, I don't know, I was just having not a great time on Nightmare. I guess I just like suck at this one for whatever reason. It was just kind of annoying on Nightmare. Like, I don't know, I feel like Insomnia was a better experience for me. I'm not sure what makes this game harder, because honestly, like, it shouldn't be, but I just found it to be more annoying on Nightmare than the others by a lot. So I decided to play this one on Insomnia, which I would recommend you do as well. Again, with that being said though, I'd say this game is probably, you know, 6 out of 10 territory. Like, it's a good time. You know, I wouldn't blame you if you said that it's your favorite one. You know, I could understand that because of like how unique, it's probably the most unique, like in terms of theming and level themes, I guess. It's probably the most unique FPS that I've ever seen anywhere. But I don't know, I just like the original. Like, the original is tighter designed, right? It's not as varied or as, like, you know, flashy, I guess, as Overdose, but it's just tighter, you know, in its vision and in what it's, you know, conveying, and I really appreciate that from it. But yeah, Overdose is a good time. It's probably the only expansion you should play. You know, it's the only expansion they brought over to GOG, so that should tell you some. But yeah, it's a good time. I like it, but that's it. See ya.